And we're back to discuss Aloha, and if you watched our review, we were pretty cool on the movie. Not something that you should rush out and see. It's really strange. Like, we saw. I know, like, Aaron was really excited about it. He liked seeing the trailer with Bill Murray in it.
Mm-hmm.
He liked the trailer showing Alec Baldwin yelling at him.
Those are just sparse moments, though.
And those are such tiny moments, and they make Bill Murray the villain of the film.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which is such a mistake.
Yeah. He's just too likable.
It would be fine if there was a twist that he was the villain, but he's introduced as the villain, and he plays the villain.
Yeah.
Like, he's just this rich jerk that...
just playing with his power.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that he can't play those parts, but it's like Alec Baldwin's not the fun character in this movie. Danny McBride's not necessarily in enough of it to be...
He was way underused.
Yeah. He's not in enough of it to be sort of the comic relief. And the rest of the characters are not... Like, they're all deathly serious about who they are and what they want. Like, even when they're trying to be jokey or funny, it's like, well, you can't forget about the fact that they did this and they're about to do this. And
yeah.
I had a really hard time early on in the movie with the fact that Bradley Cooper was always wearing aviator sunglasses, and you couldn't tell what his expression was. You couldn't see his eyes moving.
Yeah.
You couldn't tell if he was actually looking at Emma Stone or if he was just, like, staring off into the distance somewhere.
Yeah, sure.
And I had a hard time, like, getting interested in his character. She started off annoying. Like, it sets up all the characters in a really bad way.
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
And then eventually you kind of come around, because the movie sort of comes around and tells you, like, well, here's why this person's such a jerk all the time. And it's for legit reasons, and they need to have a conversation, and now everything's okay.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't sure toward the end there if we were actually going to get a scene where
you completely
Gilchrist and his daughter talk to each other. Or
so that's one thing I did like was, and people have seen it in the trailer, when John Krasinski, he's playing the husband of Bradley Cooper's ex-girlfriend, that moment where he just kind of pats him on the shoulder and he's like silent, but he tells the wife that, oh no, he actually said a lot. You know, they flesh that totally out towards the end and give you subtitles humorously. That was kind of a cool moment, and the same thing happened with the daughter. It was just expressions.
Yeah, it was just done with silence.
I thought that was pretty cool.
I thought it was cool. I thought the subtitles thing was kind of hokey.
Really?
I get it.
It was humorous,
but
it went on a little bit, but they could have did it with just a couple of lines or something.
Well, there were some things that just like, did you sleep with my wife?
That was a bit too specific for, yeah.
Really? Is that the expression that he's giving? Yeah. No, I slept with Ing. Oh, okay, and he hugs him. He's like, really? Did they actually convey that to one another? Because
it looked more like, did you drink all my beer?
Yeah.
While I was gone.
Right. Can I trust you? Yeah, you can trust me.
I did like the scene where, and again, that's what I like about this movie, is bits of it, like the certain scenes, and but like towards the end when he's looking through the window and his daughter's doing the dance thing, and she realizes that's her biological dad, and he's kind of like that was kind of cool. That was kind of a good moment, I think, but like the whole movie wasn't up to that level.
Yeah,
that was like for me a standout, bit of it.
Yeah, and they set. Like, that was a payoff for the very first time that they met, where they sort of gloss over the fact that she's 12 years old and the last time.
Well, immediately I thought that was suspect because they made a point of saying that. Why would you even include that? And I was like, uh-oh, it's going to be a,
Yeah. So it's so that she has a like reason to figure it out. You know, reason to suspect that that's how that happened.
But it's cool they don't treat the audience as dumb in that, like, when she's in a hotel talking to him, he immediately comes out and says, well, let me tell you what I think might be, you know. And it's like, as the audience, we already
That's true.
know that.
Yeah, they don't make him oblivious to it.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the daughter, like that the daughter has figured it out.
Right, okay.
Because otherwise, him standing there in the rain is just creepy. It doesn't
Yeah,
make any sense.
Is that strange dude?
Like, why... And then how does she suddenly figure out that... Because he starts, like, nodding at her, like, yeah, it's me, kind of thing.
But see, I think that's where it's tying into the Hawaiian spirits mythical thing. And that's where it's a very muddled movie. Like, I think there's a little bit of that supposed to be going on, but we're not fully getting it because it's just so unfocused, the film.
Yeah.
I think that maybe it's something along those lines, the kind of unseen world and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, and I kept expecting, like, for as many scenes that just sort of went nowhere...
Uh-huh. That's true.
I kept expecting there to be more with the king.
The tribal guy, yeah, that went nowhere except him looking up to the sky. That was as far as
Well, they
that
went to the blessing thing, and then, yeah, he's looking up at the sky at the end.
Yeah.
Like,
there was no real
it's
resolution.
completely ambiguous.
Yeah. Like, we don't get to see his reaction to what he did, and he did that, you know, he had a turn of conscience, and that could have turned into something, but yeah.
Well, and you never see his reaction to what Gilchrist did.
Yeah.
If what Gilchrist did is actually...
Because he said, he said, I'll never rip you off when they laughed at, and so we don't really get to wrap that up, you know? Because he went to great lengths to not do that, which was cool, but...
Well, and he probably, I mean, he didn't get what he asked for. Mm-hmm. Like, he gave the blessing, but there's no way the army's going to give him
the mountain.
The mountain and the cell phones for their not functional base.
Yeah.
So, like, in a way he ripped him off, but in another way, like, he kept her promise, which was, we won't put weapons in your skies.
Yeah.
Like, you can trust me on that.
Yeah, see, I think it's a film that kind of, like, means well. Mm-hmm. And it's got a good point, and there's things going on, like, you know, like responsibility, like not being too cynical.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. Like, there's got cool, well-meaning themes and stuff. Just, it's a bit muddled as a movie, as one piece of thing you watch from start to finish. It's really kind of unfocused, isn't it?
Yeah. And there's, to me, like, the relationship with the ex-girlfriend and the relationship with Emma Stone's character have way too clean of a trajectory.
Right.
Like, the ex-girlfriend's totally cool with him moving on, and, you know, she wants her actual husband back.
Yeah, because he wrote a note.
Yeah. And it's almost like he needs to be there to, like, agree that, like, yeah, that note says it. Yeah. Like, that made up my mind, too. Like,
yeah,
you need to stay with him and not try to work this out with me.
Uh-huh.
And she's like, yeah, and you should go work it out with Emma Stone, because...
Yeah, everything's neatly...
like... got it.
Done. Yeah. And it's funny because they go into length about talking about, like, relationships and stuff. It's like, well, they're usually a bit more messy than that, you know? It isn't, you know, but it is a movie, I guess.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah. I knew there'd be a lot of music montage moments. Mm-hmm. I didn't think I'd be counting, like, 5 in the first half hour. It's like, wow. Okay.
Yeah, the first half of this movie
have a scene
rough.
with no music, and I love music, but just you don't need it every, you know.
It's rough. Like,
it's like I'm walking to the car now. Yeah, it's like this.
Well, and then Emma Stone has a guitar all of a sudden.
That's right. Yeah. Well, there's not music playing in the background. It's because there's a TV on, or there's got a, you know.
Right.
And it's like that's kind of cool. That's his style, but it's also a bit of a crutch for not being able to have a scene that just stands on its own because of the writing and the acting and, you know.
Yeah. So. Well, I mean, watch the end of Jerry Maguire again, and it's like, the most overbearing soundtrack of all time.
Well, there was one that, like, I think it was the one with Orlando Bloom. It was Victoriaville or I forget what it was called.
Okay.
But I literally couldn't watch it. It was just so much music montage all the way through. It just totally was like fatigue, you know? But anyway, I like this one much better than that one.
Yeah. Yeah, and I could see where, like... I mean, Bradley Cooper's a fantastic actor, but I could see where someone like Tom Cruise would just have a whole other level of charisma that would make that character likable even with this role. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Maybe, yeah. They didn't just work on they worked on Vanilla Sky as well. That other one he did with him, and that was that same kind of like similar themes in parts. And yeah, he's got that intensity.
The intensity is the thing. Yeah. Like Bradley Cooper doesn't. I don't know if he has it or not, back. But he's more of a laid back sort of style. And they really needed somebody that had sort of a fire about them. Yeah. Which is, I mean, it's something that Tom Cruise is really good at, so it's hard to, like, say who else would have been in that, but it wouldn't have made this movie better necessarily. It just would have made that character a little bit more understandable for what they were trying to make him be. Especially in the first, like, half hour where you're just like, this guy is a douche. He's wearing his sunglasses. I don't care about him. Yeah. So yeah. All in all, I think I kind of enjoyed it, but like I wouldn't necessarily rush out to see it. Yeah, it wasn't terrible. It had moments. It just wasn't very solid. Yeah. Wish there was stronger material to hold all those moments together, you know. Yeah. Yeah, and I wish it had been edited, you know. It could, like, it's like an hour and 45 minutes. Like, cut 15 minutes of that movie out, and you're on the right track. Yeah, make it tighter. Yeah. There's no reason it couldn't have been a 89-minute. Oh yeah, all you have to do is swap around what songs you're gonna play over the actor's butt, you know. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that is Aloha. Thanks for watching. If you like the way we do these, please like the video, subscribe, check out all the written video reviews at dalemaxfield.com, and thanks for watching.